Oh, boy. Excuse me. Yeah? Do you have a moment to talk about our starting center fielder, Chas McCormick? Hi, I'm Weston. I love talking about the Astros, and I'm here to talk about Game 3 of the regular season, where the Astros win 6-4 over the Chicago White Sox and guarantee at least a split of the first series of the season. There were a lot of S's in that sentence, and that took a few too many takes. The Astros decided to do something fresh and new this season, called score early and first. Jeremy Pena with a leadoff single, Alex Bregman strikes out, and man, your heart goes out to Alex Bregman, who just can't buy one to start this season. He started making good contact. I thought he was seeing the ball pretty well today. Got rung up on a crappy strikeout later on in this game. I think he's about to even out. I think the next few games he's going to just go like 3 for 4 every single night. But man, it was rough for him today. Yordan Alvarez would then single, Jose Abreu would strike out, and then Kyle Tucker with a single to make it a 1-0 Astros ball game. Then up steps Chas McCormick, and on the first pitch he sees of the season, bloops one for a single, and it's 2-0 Houston. We're gonna talk a lot more about Chas McCormick in this video, and you just wait. And then in the top of the second, in a flash, Yoan Moncada, who's just been eating the Astros alive this series, just pokes one just barely fair and just barely over the wall in the Crawford boxes to make it a 1-run ball game, and then Sebi Zavallo would homer with a 2-run shot in the 4th inning to make it a 3-2 White Sox lead in what would end up being the last inning of work for Jose Urquidy in this game, which we'll talk about a little bit later on. But then to bring it back to a tied ball game in the bottom half of that inning, Jeremy Pena in the bottom of the 4th, RBI doubled to make it a 3-3 ball game. In the 7th inning, Kyle Tucker steps up to the plate, and if no one got me, Kyle Tucker got me with an RBI single to give the Astros a 4-3 lead later on in the game. Then the 8th inning rolls along, and Yordan Alvarez and Jose Abreu, his first RBI as a Houston Astro for Jose Abreu, give the Astros 2 more insurance runs, which they would end up needing, because in the 9th inning, another White Sox who's been eating the Astros alive, Eloy Jimenez would RBI single to bring it back to a 2-run game. And I gotta be honest, watching the 9th inning, I kind of thought it was gonna end up being a extra inning game, but thankfully, the Astros stopped the bleeding, they ended in the 9th, and they get their second win of the season. So we'll get started with pitching, Jose Urquidy, and it was a pretty usual Jose Urquidy type of game, where he only makes a couple of mistakes. Those mistakes are over the plate and taken out of the park, which I feel I said quite a few times last season, where he'd have a fine start, but there'd be either one inning where he just left too much over the plate, or there'd be a few pitches. I thought that was sort of what you got today. 4 innings of work, 3 runs, a pair of home runs, 7 hits. Doesn't look good. The 5 hard hit balls doesn't seem wonderful. That's pretty normal for Urquidy to give up a lot of hard contact because of how many strikes he throws. Had 5 strikeouts, had 12 swings and misses, and only gave up 1 walk. He was definitely more sporadic than normal. He gave up a lot more balls than we're accustomed to. 53 strikes on 82 pitches, which is not the ratio we're used to with Jose Urquidy. I'm not concerned about this for 2 reasons. 1, I don't think it was that bad of a game for him. And 2, by May, this is probably at the highest your 5th pitcher in the rotation. It's Framber, Javi, and you can debate into a wall, into the void. I don't care how you want to say it, whether it's Luis Garcia or Lance McCullers as the 3rd starter, but the other one's the 4th starter. And depending on how Hunter Brown works out, he might be your 5th guy. So you might have by May Urquidy as long relief or a 6th starter if you want to go back to a 6-man rotation, or Hunter Brown maybe flames out. We are yet to see on that one, although I have high expectations for him this season. Expectations, the gateway to disappointment. If you were expecting him to be that top-of-the-end rotation guy, come out for 6 innings and give up only 1 run, you're probably not happy with this. If you're expecting him to be that 4th, maybe 5th guy, or even just long relief down the road, I think it was fine. Expectation being the gateway to disappointment is also the gateway to being blown away because, man oh man, Ronel Blanco came out and dazzled in his first game this season. I had virtually no expectations for Blanco this season, and my God, he looked great today. Went 2 innings, got 4 strikeouts, gave up a walk, but didn't allow any hits or runs. He got 12 swings and misses tonight. Ronel Blanco looked fantastic out of the pen today and gave the Astros 2 innings of work. I was shocked. Ryan Stanek would come in the 7th inning, which I was fine with. They tried to get an 8th inning out of him, and they almost did, but he started to get into some trouble come the 8th inning, so he would only go an inning and 2/3. He'd get a strikeout, give up a walk, give up a base hit. 3 hard hit balls for Ryan Stanek, which was a little bit shaky, but I'm not concerned. I think he'll even out. He gives up some hard contact. It's just what you get with Ryan Stanek. I have no concerns. And then you have Hector Neris coming in, who had another bit of a shaky one. Ending in a third, he went for the end of the 8th inning and then got the 9th inning for the Astros. Gave up a pair of hits, gave up the run in the 9th again when it started to kind of look like you might end up having to go to extras. Thankfully, you didn't. Gave up a walk, pair of strikeouts. It was fine. I don't have any real issue with it. As for the offense, a good day. Genuinely just a good day. Jeremy Pena had a pair of base hits, including a double. RBI, he came up big for the Astros to get the first inning started and to tie the game back up in the 4th. Yordan Alvarez had 3 hits today. Yordan Alvarez, man, he's just already cooking. It is great to see. Speaking of guys who are already cooking, Kyle Tucker with a pair of hits and a pair of RBIs today. So often in his career, he just starts off slow, where he's making good contact, but nothing's finding a hole, and he'll line it at 108, but there'll be an outfielder that just barely gets over to it. Kyle Tucker's made solid contact to start the year. They're finding their way down to grass. If Kyle Tucker, the complaint that Astros fans have had with Kyle Tucker in 2020, in 2021, in 2022 has always been, man, you know, once you get into May and June and July and the back half of the season, he's always good. It's just that start that holds him back. As of right now, and I know it's only 3 games, he's getting off to a really good start, which is super encouraging for Kyle Tucker, and also super encouraging today was a multi-hit game for Jose Abreu, his first multi-hit game as an Astro, and his first RBI as an Astro today. And now, the moment you've all been waiting for, where we get to talk about my starting center fielder, Chas McCormick. Oh man, got a base hit today, single on the first pitch he saw of the season, drove home an RBI with that, drew a pair of walks later in the game, had some pretty solid contact on his line out, like still got back to ball pretty good, was just shy of a home run. Chas McCormick had a really nice day today, and I don't know how you could possibly look in any bit in the near future and not have Chas McCormick as your starting center fielder. I am not rooting for any player on this team to be bad. That would be idiotic. It would be just downright wrong. I'm not doing that. The Jake Meyers experiment is over, at least for right now. You had Chas McCormick in his first game come in and reach base 3 times. He looked disciplined. He looked good. He looked comfortable. He looked good in center field. I don't know how you could possibly look at this as a competition right now. And because last year there was that weird little bit in the first half of the season where it was this big question of, oh, who should be the starting center fielder? Should it be, you know, Myers, McCormick, or Dubon? And it just, I didn't think it was a debate then. As it is right now, I really don't think it's a debate. This is McCormick's spot, and he has, through his rookie season, through last season, through the playoffs, and through the first game of this season, he has earned the starting spot in center field for this ball club. Yesterday when Dusty Baker announced Chas McCormick would be starting today, he said it would be today and tomorrow to end this White Sox series. Unless something goes horribly wrong tomorrow, I don't know if you're Dusty Baker how you could possibly look at McCormick and Myers and give it back to Myers for the Tigers series. It's not up for debate, folks. Also, this is off topic for everything, but I just had to throw it out there. Good job to all the Astros fans who booed Joe Kelly into oblivion. Good job, guys. I'm proud of you all. So now the Astros look to tomorrow with another early start where they look to secure their first series win of the season in their first series of the season. They go again tomorrow at 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. The Astros send Luis Garcia to the mound, and the White Sox send Mike Clevenger to the mound, who I found out exactly 5 seconds ago was on the Chicago White Sox. When did that happen? Once again, that's 2:10 Eastern, 1:10 Central. I will be here afterwards to talk about it, but as for right now, that is all I have. So if you enjoyed this video, please consider to like and subscribe. Thank you all so very much for watching. I hope you all have an absolutely fantastic day, and as always, go Astros.